Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great Saturday. My name is Matt Williamson. You're watching Marietta College Esports. We have our last Collegiate League of Legends match for you. It's not the last League of Legends match, but it's part of Riot Games' Collegiate League of Legends series. This will be the last match for today. And Marietta will be playing against, I can never get the name pronounced properly, so I'm going to try. So, hold on one second here. I should have pulled this up before I started the stream. Big great job on my part. We're playing against Valparaiso University. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced or not, but they seem to nickname themselves as Valco Esports, so I'm probably just going to use Valpo out of respect and my sanity as well. So yeah, Marietta will be playing against Valpo and League of Legends. This will be a best of 3. We are getting the lobby set up. I can see it on my screen right now. So we are just moments away from getting that match to you. So let me get you the roster information for your Pioneer League of Legends team. So in the top lane, we have MC Cressman, Scott Cressman. Jungler, we're going to have MC Knox, Lucas Danford. Mid lane will be MC Brimstone, Ian Darling. AD carry will be MC Larson, Brandon Larson. And support will be MC Cowboy, David Stratton. Our sub is MC Moon, Kevin Jong. And then we have our coach, Drake Newsom. So our Pioneers played against Ohio Northern on Thursday, and it was not. It did not end in our favor. Ohio Northern is a very good esports program, so we'll see how the Pioneers do against Valpo. But my understanding is Valpo is also a very well-established esports program as well. So this should be a pretty good matchup. This will be a best of 3. And it looks like Valpo is the home team, so they will be going with blue side first. So once we get that underway, we will get all that information to you. I think we're just waiting for a couple more people to join the lobby, and then we will get things going. While we are waiting, a couple of programming notes, and I'll probably mention this later on as well during, the spectator delay. But we will have our doubleheader tomorrow for our Overwatch and League of Legends teams going up against Lords University as part of the Great Lakes Esports Conference. So the Overwatch match will be at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and then the League of Legends match will be at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And then later on, there will be an Overwatch match. However, it is part of the TESPA Collegiate Series, and since the Overwatch League will be broadcasting during the same time, we will not be allowed to broadcast that match. I wish we could, but I'm so sorry we won't be able to broadcast that match. But we'll try to see if we can get some results up anyway on social media. But also tomorrow night, our PUBG team will be playing the next round in Collegiate PUBG. So that will be 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We will not be broadcasting that on our Twitch channel. Instead, it'll be broadcast on Collegiate PUBG. So you can go to twitch.tv/collegiatepubg to check that out. Now it looks like everyone is in the lobby, so we may be getting things started up very soon. We're just like a minute away, so I don't want to try to start up any other announcements in case they get things going. I already got the audio set up and ready here. In fact, just going to double check to make sure all the overlays are fine. It looks like everything is good. So I'm just going to be waiting for the ready checks, and we will get this game underway. Yeah, so it looks like a typical roster. Moon will not be playing in. This time Larson is able to make it to a Collegiate League of Legends match. He's had to work with for the basketball season this semester, and the main season pretty much ended early this week with the OAC conference tournament. So Larson gets to play League of Legends again. All right, we're still waiting in the lobby. And I'm not seeing anyone doing any ready checks just yet. Check if there's anything on Discord, anything I'm unaware of. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to start like right at 4 o'clock, but everyone is here, so I'm not too sure what we're waiting for. Looks like all the spectators, and I believe Valpo is also broadcasting this on their Twitch channel. So right now we are just waiting for some things. All right, I tell you what I'm going to do. I think the lobby is formed, so we should be starting at any point. I think what we'll do is there anyone that's actually designated the party? Okay, now we're starting to get the ready checks. I was about to say I was almost tempted to go on a break real quick, waiting for the teams to be ready, but we are starting to get the ready checks. Or at least Marietta is ready. I don't know if Valpo is ready or not. So as soon as they're ready, I guess we will get started. We will not have to use Pro Draft this time. That's just because one of the perks with Collegiate League of Legends is you do have League unlocked. So all the players competing on both sides have access to all the champions. So we will not need to use Pro Draft for any champion selection, which is pretty nice. We haven't heard back from Valpo yet about whether or not they're ready. So I'd say as soon as they say yes, we'll get things going. Still waiting. Yep, we are still waiting here. I appreciate everyone's patience as we're trying to see what is going on. You would think when everyone's in the lobby and it's game time and be ready to go, but All right, there we go. Now we're okay. They are ready and we are underway. So let's get that champion select going. So we'll see what both sides decide to ban. A lot of really popular champions going on right now in LCS LEC. We're going to see the Yumi being banned right from the get-go. Very annoying support champion. Marietta will ban Silas. Also very strong. I must not fall. Leona's going to be banned, so seems like Valpo might be trying to take a page from Ohio Northern and keep trying to ban out supports. Olaf is going to get banned, so we will not see Nox play it. And we're going to see the Sejuani ban, a target towards Nox. So now we'll see what Marietta's final ban is, and it looks like it's going to be Senna. Not Santa, I don't know. Is Santa in this game? I don't think so. Well, I guess there's the Gragas skin. And it looks like Valpo will first pick Set. So we'll see how Marietta responds to it. Set's been a very, very strong champion. I think I was overhearing they had one of the highest pick ban rates right now ever since he's been released. And Cressman will go with the Darius, the counter Set. So now we'll see what Marietta goes with their next pick. Will they go with their jungler? Will they try to go ahead and pick their support? And it looks like Lucas will lock in the Jarvan. There's only just a handful of really, really good top-tier junglers right now. And Jarvan is one of those, so might as well grab it before Valpo gets a chance to take it. And we see Valpo going with the Xayah Rakan combo. Always a very popular pick. I haven't noticed it as much in the past several weeks, but I mean, it's still a good one. I mean, if they're very comfortable with that, then they'll be perfectly fine with Xayah Rakan. So now we'll see what Marietta decides to go with next. I mean, they know, so it looks like they're going to take the Morgana as a support to counter Rakan. But they're trying to leave their carries up for last. So we'll see what... You used to be cool. Okay, so Marietta's going to take out the Echo. They don't want to see an Echo mid or jungle for that matter. Right. And we're going to see the Caitlyn being banned. Probably, I don't know if I'd say the strongest ADC, but she's definitely in that like S+ tier right now. And we're going to see the Veigar being banned. Interesting choice to take him out. Marietta must have seen something they don't like with Veigar. Either that or they have a champion in mind and Veigar would be a good counter for it. Guess we will see in just a few moments. Coward, may you die with your eyes closed. And Marietta's going to lock in the Ashe. I'm sorry. Now Valpo's going to lock in the Ashe as a ban. And Marietta's going to go ahead and take the Syndra. So I believe... Okay, so they wanted to pick Syndra and they took out the Veigar because Veigar is a good counter for that. And it looks like Valpo is going to take the Zac And then they're actually going to chance to pick what they want to play into Syndra. So it could be like a Malzahar, it could be, I don't know, maybe Fizz or something. Maybe something to try to throw Marietta off. And it looks like they're going to go with the Talia instead. Interesting choice. I have no idea what that matchup's going to be like, but I guess we're going to find out. No. You're not going to pick Mundo or Bard. You already got your support. Okay, that looks more normal. Okay. So it looks like Larson's going to go with the Misfortune play against Zaya. I was about to say, like, if he locked in Mundo or Bard or something, I'd probably my mind would have been blown because I would have no idea who would go where. Plus, we wouldn't have an AD carry, and that would pretty much be an instant GG. All right, so if we take a look at the loadouts, interesting choices here. So neither side is going with a double teleport just yet, although they can still choose their summoners. I just find it interesting that there are no double teleports. You usually see that now. It's kind of been the norm for like a year or two. Double checking a few things real quick. Yeah, real interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was finding it interesting that Talia had the cleanse but decided to swap to barrier instead. And actually Marietta will go with the double teleports. So they will keep that. So very interesting selection there. So now we are still having to wait about 2.5 minutes. So I already mentioned some of the upcoming matches for tomorrow. So as a reminder, we have the doubleheader with Lords University starting with Overwatch at 3 o'clock and then League of Legends at 4 o'clock. Then our Overwatch team will be playing in the Collegiate TESPA series at 8 o'clock. And then our PUBG team will be playing at 9 o'clock. So we have 4 different games for you. 3 of them will be broadcasted. 2 of them will be here. And PUBG will be at twitch.tv/Collegiate PUBG. So please be sure to support all of the esports teams. I mean, even with PUBG, they're right now top 4 in Collegiate PUBG. Let me repeat that. Top 4 in the country. That's how good they are right now. They've been doing phenomenal. So please be sure to give them your support. As far as other stuff's going on, I mentioned this all week. And I'm going to give everyone a reminder again that we have our team shop up courtesy of BSN Sports. So if you have been hoping to get shirts, pants, hoodies, backpacks, all sorts of swag, this is your opportunity. It will only be up for a limited time. So if you want to get like a really nice shirt with the Marietta College Esports logo on it, then you need to go to bit.ly/MCBSN. That is all capitalized. And they have all sorts of stuff there for you. A portion of each sale will go directly to the esports program. So this is a really good fundraiser for us. It's also a way that you can get some Marietta College esports swag. So this is kind of a win-win. You get some stuff and you get to help support the esports program. Now, as I said, this is only going to be up for a limited time. So orders have to be placed by Monday, March 9th. So if you're watching this on Twitch right now, then you still have a little over a week to get your orders in. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel the day it comes out, which will be March, 7th? Because we usually put our YouTube videos up a week after the broadcast. So if you're watching this on YouTube on March 7th, then you only have 2 days left to get those orders in before you can't get them anymore. So please be sure to go to bit.ly/MCBSN. The prices, considering that, I mean, most of them are Nike products, they're pretty reasonable prices for Nike shirts and pants and so forth. So, yeah, definitely check that out. Your support is much appreciated. I mean, we're working on things to expand our esports program, and we wouldn't be where we're at right now without your support. Just earlier this week, we got our official jerseys. and our students are so stoked about it. We got pictures up on Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to check out those jerseys and see what they look like, please be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at Marietta Esports, or like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Marietta College Esports. So that way you can see those awesome looking jerseys. So we are in the loading screen. So I'm going to try to make sure I get the UI here set up. And also make sure everything shows up on OBS properly. All right, so it's loading. All right, so let me get all of the stuff here. That. All right, so now I just gotta do this and that, and here we go. Game 1 of Marietta College versus Valpo University. Valpo will be on the blue side, Marietta will be on the red side, and we are, oh my goodness, we are looking at a double invade here. I don't think I've ever seen this at all. Usually, like, one side will invade and the other person will kind of like just, like, the other team will just kind of go up on the other side of the jungle, or just to get a ward, but I have never seen a double invade like this. Oh my goodness. What is going to happen here? So both sides are going to get complete vision of the other school's red jungles, and they're like putting out the same pings. Like, it's just a complete mirror match. What are the odds of that? Someone's got to clip that. Someone please clip that. Wow. Although I will say, Valpo did a much better job because they put 3 wards down and Marietta only put 1. So, Marietta, you need to get more wards down. But to be fair, Marietta got the information that they needed. So they know that Valpo started on the red side. And Valpo knows that Marietta started on their blue side because they did not see Nox over at the red buff. So it's still pretty early. I mean, we're just a little over 2 minutes into the game, so not a whole lot to talk about just yet. Nox will head for the Raptors, and I don't know if that ward caught him right before it faded. You do see Valpo pinging the ward that Marietta put down in the tri-bush in the bot lane. We're seeing Cressman getting a lot of damage onto Set, but Set's also doing a lot of damage to Cressman, and those bleeds hits. A flash comes out, and Jarvan comes in, gets first blood for Marietta. Meanwhile, a gank attempt is going to happen in the mid lane, but Brimstone was going to knock, but Talia gets the knockback on Brimstone, and he's got to flash away. So Marietta gets first blood, but Valpo does get a flash out of Brimstone. And actually, Anonymous and Cressman both flash in the top lane. So 2 flashes for a kill. We'll take that. You see Morgana trying to get those binds. A great spell shield there by Cowboy. That's one thing that is nice about Morgana is if Morgana is able to land a bind, it is going to be able to do a lot of damage with the pull. And of course, Larson's going to try to be doing massive damage to anyone that gets binded. So Valpo will have to respect the Morgana binds. Cressman's going to have to be very careful not to play under this turret. Zac is nearby, so they could try to do a gank attempt. And speaking of gank attempts, here comes the Jarvan. Tries to get a bind out, does not connect, so they will have to. So Nox will have to retreat. Cressman's getting very low himself. He's going to have to be extremely careful. He's got vision, so he's going to see the Zac coming up, and he needs to fall back. He knows exactly where Zac is. In fact, They wouldn't go for a dive, would they? No, they're not going to go for a dive. Zach is going to retreat. So great job there with vision. I believe part of that was Nox going around, make sure the area was well warded. So that ward probably saved Cressman's life. So those of you who are learning how to play League of Legends, wards save lives. True story. But we are seeing, despite the first blood, Set is ahead on CS over Cressman, and I think this part of it is being able to put a lot of damage on him. Actually, now it kind of evened it up with that wave that he was able to clear underneath the tower. So actually, overall, CS is... Cressman's still a little behind. Set's going to get an advantage. And a good bind, but there's the Zac gank attempt, forcing the flash by Larson, and Morgana's going to have to flash too. So they're not going to get any kills, but the gank attack will get flashes from both Larson and Cowboy. Meanwhile, we see a little bit of skirmish going on between Talia and Syndra. Talia's actually very low in health and mana. Brimstone has a slight health advantage, and Nox is looking for a push, maybe looking at a possible gank attempt. It looks like he's going to retreat instead because he sees that Talia is going to be backing away. But right now the gold difference is only just a little under 500, not a big difference. A lot of that is the first blood gold. And then also Brimstone is slightly ahead in CS, but in the bot lane and top lane, Valpo is ahead, so it kind of evens out. Interesting that Seth's just kind of sitting in the brush, maybe waiting for an opportunity for something, but he's not going to get it. Cressman's going to back away and buy. See a little bit of damage going here in the bot lane. And Zac is coming into position, maybe looking for a possible dive, but the wave is crashing into Marietta's tower. So this is actually going to give Valpo a chance to go for the Infernal Drake. Marietta does not have any vision. So with the lane pushed, the Nox is nearby, so they could try to check it out, but it looks like that Marietta will concede this dragon. They are pinging out knowing that there is a possibility, so we may see them converge. And Valpo will secure the Infernal Drake, and Nox gets there just a little too late. Tries to get the jump onto Zac, but Zac will just jump away. And now we see pings going out for the Rift Herald, so they may be going for that next. Once again, Marietta does not have any vision over there, so they could try to take it undetected. Yeah, in fact, Valpo is actually going to do a lane swap, and that should give Marietta a heads up that they're going to try to make a play at the Rift Herald. Yeah, so things are coming out. The Talia wall comes into place, and Jarvan is going to have to flash away, and he's going to get knocked up. Brimstone tries to get the stun out, but does not get it, and Jarvan will fall, and that's going to be a free Rift Herald for Valpo. So right now, with that extra kill, the gold gap is close to just a little shy of 300 gold, and getting the Rift Herald should secure the gold lead, although it should be a slight gold lead. So now Marietta is going to try to get the jump onto Seth, but Cowboy is extremely low and actually ends up going down. He got hit by the turret. And Seth's going to use Showstopper onto Larson, and he's going to have to pop his heal. But Seth uses his flash and is going to try to finish him off and take a turret hit, and ends up getting him down without falling himself. So that's a double kill for Seth. And now Valpo's ahead by just a little under 300 gold. I think they got a little too greedy trying to get the kill onto Set. Cowboy just took too many turret hits and gets punished for it. Meanwhile, Valpo will continue this lane swap. They got the Rift Herald, and they'll use their advantage in the top lane to try to keep pushing on that tower. And Jarvan goes for a gank attempt onto Taliyah and forces the flash. And they do a dive attempt onto Cressman, and they will probably get this. Cressman does try to pop his ult just in the last second, and Zac gets very low, but it's not enough to finish him off. Plus, even if that did happen, his passive would kick in, and he would just reform. So Rift Herald does get summoned in the top lane, and it looks like the Valpo will secure first tower in the top lane. Meanwhile, the bot lane continues to try to push and get some tower plating. Bind goes off onto Set, but Set has already become very tanky, and it's going to be really difficult for Marietta to take him down. So right now Valpo is ahead by what looks like looks like 2,300 gold, which is a pretty sizable lead 11.5 minutes into this game. So Marietta has to be very careful not to try to get desperate for kills. They definitely need to keep up with their farm and find the right opportunities for kills. And it looks like Xayah Rakan will go back into the bot lane. Since they got the tower secured, they're going to try to move and push the bot lane and try to open up the map even further. Meanwhile, Rakan will be heading towards the mid lane and looking to get some pressure onto Brimstone, who's already at half health. And Rakan will catch her. Will catch the Syndra, and Brimstone will go down. You want to see Jarvan popping the Cataclysm onto Set, but he'll pop the shield, and Nox will actually go down. So right now it's a 1-for-1 in the bot lane. Fox has to burn the flash to avoid the bind by Morgana. But it is technically a 2-for-1. Actually, that's a Xayah, not Rakan. So here comes Rakan. And that's 2 more kills for Valpo. And Marietta just didn't have any vision. They should have seen that coming, and they didn't. So it's going to be an Ocean Drake for Valpo. And meanwhile, Set will burn his teleport to keep Cressman off the tower. So Valpo is playing this very well executed. Now we're going to see another attempt of Marietta to try to stop Zac. The bind does go off, but it was during Zac's jump. It's a little bit low on health, but Rakan is going to use his knock-up to try to stall. And it looks like Rakan is going to accept his inevitable demise, but will back away to give Xayah and Zac a chance to get away. Morgana tries to land the bind, does not connect, but Marietta will at least try to push some more turret plating, so they got 25 seconds before it falls. Zac is going to be coming. The bind does go off on Xayah, and bullet time will come out on Xayah, and actually it's a shutdown on her. Meanwhile, Taliyah is going to be coming in, maybe looking for a possible kill onto Larson, who has to heal and flash away. Cowboy will pop the stopwatch, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Larson actually gets Zac down, or at least gets him to split, and Cressman's going to... And Brimstone will pop his teleport and actually get the kill on Taliyah. Zac will reform, but he'll go down. So Marietta will get a couple kills from that. So a good play there to try to get back into the game. Marietta's still down 2,000 gold 14.5 minutes in, but that's what they need if they're going to try to come back. A lot of summoners were burned, but it's worth it. So we are seeing some pings coming out in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Zach's going to try to get onto Cressman, and Rakan is also there. Zach will use his bounce, and I don't see Cressman getting away from this. Meanwhile, Seth gets a solo kill onto Cowboy. The Talia wall comes out, but it's not going to trap Cressman, but he's still getting very low. And Jarvan's going to jump in to try to disengage, but he's going to get poked down, and he's going to end up taking the fall for Cressman. Full time will come out, and Seth, although it gets very low, it's not going to be enough to finish him off. So meanwhile, Valpo will just go straight onto the Rift Herald. At this point, as behind Marietta is, they're not going to be able to solo any lanes. When you look at how much vision Valpo has in Marietta's red side jungle, they have it in all the critical places. So if Marietta tries to do anything in there, they're going to get caught. Speaking of getting caught, we see Rakan getting burned down by Larson, and Larson's going to get a double kill. Very low in health. Valpo might have gotten a little too greedy there, but Marietta was able to at least get a couple kills, but they're going to have to retreat because they're very low in health themselves. So Valpo will summon the Rift Herald in the mid lane, and they're going to try to get the tower down. Cataclysm comes out, but Talia will burn the flash. Nox will burn the stopwatch to try to get away. Meanwhile, Set's going to be coming trying to get onto Cowboy and does finish him off, but Set will fall as well, so it's a 1-for-1. Cressman does get the shutdown gold on that kill. Zach's going to be jumping in and actually having the flash himself. So we're just seeing fights and kills and deaths everywhere. So Marietta is trying to close the gold gap, but they're not having a whole lot of success. They're still about 2,600 gold behind, and it's about 17.5 minutes in the game. So as the game progresses, as long as that gold lead stays the same, it's not going to be as big of a difference, but still over 2.5k gold is a pretty good amount at this point. Cloud Drake's going to be up in about 3 seconds, and we see Marietta kind of hovering around that bot lane, so they may be trying to keep an eye on that Drake. So in fact, Marietta's going to get into position and start it up. Interesting choice, because this may give Valpo a chance to collapse, and that might be exactly what Valpo wants to do. So the Drake is under half health. The Talia wall is going to come out. Marietta will secure the Drake, but Brimstone's going to get walled off, and he doesn't have his flash, so he's going to go down. And Cressman's going to go down too, so it's a 2-for-0. And it looks like the Valpo is going to try to chase down Nox, who's already at less than half health. And he'll use his spear to leap away. So a great play there by Nox to deny the kill. And now Valpo will continue their push in the mid lane. They have all 5 people there. Zach may be looking for a possible leap, but looks like they will secure this tower. And that was unnecessary. I mean, you have no vision to jungle. You don't know where they're at. Yeah, that should not have happened. looks like Marietta is trying to defend this tower as best they can. And they will hold off for a little bit and force Valpo to retreat. But they're just going to go rotate around, try to get some more vision around the jungle. Meanwhile, Marietta's going to go around and get some vision back in their jungle as well. Now it's safe to get some vision. You can't go around by yourself trying to get some vision. So we do see some pings coming out. It looks like Talia's going to be trying to push in the top lane. And there is some converging going on over Baron. I don't think anyone's... It just came up 20 seconds ago. But I wouldn't expect Valpo to necessarily start up. I mean, they do have a pretty good lead right now. It's over 5,000 gold lead at this point. So if they were able to get another teamfight win, then they can definitely go for the Baron. And I think we're just going to see battle over the vision. Yeah, so just trying to keep control over Baron vision. Morgana tries to go for the bind, and things are coming out. Marietta knows where most of Valpo is, and they are trying to converge by the Raptors. The Leo Wall comes out and does trap Larson. He does have to flash away. So they were looking to get a pounce on him. Meanwhile, Cressman and Derek and Sed are kind of going at each other. But Cressman has to flash away because he's going to be too low in health. Showstopper comes out, and he's going to end up falling. Rakan's going to get the knockup onto Brimstone. Bullet Time comes out, but it's just not doing enough damage, so Brimstone's going to fall. Cataclysm will come out, but he's going to fall too. Marietta just is too far behind, and they're just not able to do enough damage. They do proc the passive on Zac, but he will reform. Morgana uses her bind, but has to get away. So that's 4 for 0. So if Valpo wasn't already ahead enough, now they're up by over 8,000 gold. Oh, just about 22 minutes into this game. So at this point, Valpo has complete control. I would expect them to try to kind of push in the top and mid lane. So Dragon's going to be actually up in 35 seconds, so that may be where they go next. And they may actually split between Baron and Dragon. The Valpo will continue to take control of the jungle vision. And they're going to be pinging the Baron since they have complete control of the jungle. Meanwhile, Marietta will try to go for the Cloud Drake. They're going to concede the Baron and try to at least get another Cloud Drake to help with their movement speed. Valpo does secure the Dragon. I'm sorry, the Baron. And Marietta will get the Dragon. Not the best trade, but all things considered, about the best they can do. So at this point, Valpo will use the Baron buff to continue their push. And they're pretty much splitting between the mid and bot lanes. The Talia wall will come out. But all that's going to do is just wall off Marietta so they can try to get this inhibitor tower. But they're actually getting pushed down pretty hard. So Marietta may be looking to try to get a 3-man Cataclysm. The bind will come out, so will Bullet Time. And we get 1 kill by Marietta. Oh, the rest of the Pioneers are getting extremely low on health. But a double shutdown by Brimstone. At least I think it's a double shutdown. But Talia was able to get 2 down. So right now it's a 3-4-2. So Valpo's going to try to get this inhibitor, but they're not going to get it just yet. All that's left up is Talia and Rakan. It was a good hold for now, but Valpo's going to try to continue their push. Meanwhile, Marietta is going to be looking for Rakan, and Larson is going to try to hold him. So right now, Valpo is we're just going to go back to the jungle vision. Marietta put some wards down, so Valpo is going to go around and re-clear the vision to try to take control. They will get spotted out, so Marietta knows exactly what they're doing. The bind is going to land on Rakan. But Rakan is so tanky that he's just not taking a whole lot of damage. Meanwhile, Rakan will just rotate up to the top lane and take out the outer turret, or inner turret, sorry. And now it looks like they may be looking for a possible pick, so they're just kind of waiting in the brush. And they are going to try to catch out Larson. So they're going to head straight for him. And the Talia wall is going to come out. But the inhibitor turret in the mid lane will go down as well. Bind does go to front, and we do see a gauge right onto Zaya with that bind. So that was the signal to go. Both times going to come out with Cataclysm and the slam dunk by Cressman. And Marietta gets 2 down, although Nox falls. But Larson is able to get the shutdown onto Talia. And now they're going to try to chase down Set, but he may outrun them, which is interesting with double Cloud Drake. But I think his movement speed is pretty good. So that is a 2-for-1 for Marietta. I mean, they are still down by a considerable amount of gold, but every little bit's going to help. I mean, we are still looking at almost a 7,000 gold difference, but this is going to allow Marietta to at least take a tower. Cloud Drake's going to be up in 8 seconds, so they may look for that next. Marietta will start up the Cloud Drake. And they do secure it, but they are going to back away. So now we see Valpo just reclaiming the jungle vision again. The Baron is back up. So it looks like Valpo's going to go straight for that Baron, and Marietta has to know that's exactly what Valpo's doing. Taliyah Wall does come out to try to block Marietta. Meanwhile, Set's going to split push and take out the inhibitor tower. And Marietta's going to have to concede the Baron buff and go for Set instead. And Nox is trying to go for the Baron steal, does not get it. But it was a worthy attempt. You have to try at this point. We're now 30 minutes into the game, and Valpo is still up by almost 8,000 gold. And they did get the Baron buff, so they're going to look to try to push and possibly try to end this game. They're just trying to clear some jungle along the way. And vision. So right now the game is pretty much stalled at this point. I mean, there aren't any objectives up. Cloud Drake's still up and still going to be down for quite some time. So I thought that Valpo was going to try to make a big push, but they're just kind of content with getting some jungle vision. They got the red side jungle pretty well warded. Now they got the blue side jungle warded as well. So now we may see them trying to push in two different lanes. And now we see the four-man push in the mid lane. The Taliyah Wall comes out. They're going to try to trap Nox. Not the target they want. Nox tries to go in and maybe, or saying Cataclysm comes out to trap three people while the rest of Marietta is trying to go onto Set, and they will get him down. So it is a 1-for-1, although most of Marietta is poked down less than half health. So I don't know if it was the right move to try to prio kill Set. They will give up the inhibitor. And actually two inhibitors, and with the Baron buff, it's going to be really difficult to stop this push. The bind goes out, but nothing connects. One Nexus tower is already down, and this looks like Marietta's last stand. So they're going to get the bind onto Zac, and they do get him down. Cressman's going to flash away and just leave by a sliver of health. Bolt time comes out and does get Xayah, but Taliyah is able to get a kill herself. So right now it's a 3-for-3, although Jarvan just came back up for Marietta. So the game's not over yet, but it's gonna get really difficult at this point. So we do have super minions coming in both the bot and mid lane, so they're gonna have to address that. Meanwhile, Cloud Drake's gonna go for 25 seconds, and I don't see how the Pioneers are gonna be able to contest it. We do see Nox around there, and Larson is going to try to push out that bot lane. But once again, Cressman and Brimstone are just now respawning, so they'll have to answer that super minion that's coming through the mid lane. Meanwhile, Valpo is looking for a possible pick onto Nox. He is getting very close, but he will back away. They're going to just answer the super minion instead. Cloud Drake is up, and Valpo goes straight for it. And they will secure it. So now they may be looking for a possible pick. But Marietta will try to clear out some of the waves, try to get some vision back. So they push back the super minions, but they're going to be coming back pretty soon. We see two super minions already in the bot lane. And we see one coming through the mid lane. But Marietta is going to have to retreat to their base to take care of those super minions. Meanwhile, that's going to give Valpo a chance to come back into Marietta's jungle and just reestablish that vision. So we see Valpo looking to make their push. And they're going to hide in that brush, hoping to catch someone. Although it seems like Marietta should be aware, but they may be looking to pounce onto Nox anyway. Now they see Valpo rotating into the top lane. Marietta will try to do its best to defend, but there is that super minion in the bot lane that will have to be answered. Well, Nox is getting poked down, so he's going to have to fall back a little bit. And if not careful, Talia is going to be able to do some massive damage. Baron is back up. And it looks like Valpo will be going for that Baron. And I don't know if Marietta can do much about it. They're going to start working their way into the jungle. And Cowboy's going to get picked off. I mean, he should not have been the one leading with as squishy as Morgana is. Marietta's got to fall back and answer the super minion and concede the Baron. Now we see that Xayah has picked up a Guardian's Angel, which is going to make her very scary in team fights. In fact, it looks like that Xayah has completed her entire item build. Although, to be fair, so has Larson. I think the big difference is between Talia as well. Talia has a substantial lead, being at 9-2 and 12. In fact, if we look at gold differences, 17,000 for both Talia and Xayah. And while Larson is ahead with 19,000, Brimstone only has just a little shy of 11,000. Now the inhibitors have respawned, which will help Marietta. However, Valpo is going to be looking to clear those inhibitors very quickly. And they're going to use that Baron buff Canyon minion to try to put some damage on it. And meanwhile, Valpo will continue to split push in the top lane, so now all three inhibitors are exposed. The Talia wall does come out, and Crescent will try to go in to push them back. And then Jarvan's going to lance in. Now he's already on half health. Bull time does come out, and the inhibitor does go down, and Zac does get popped, but he will reform. And there's already 2 down for the Pioneers. And Nox will use this Cataclysm to try to do something, but it's just not going to be enough. With only Brimstone being the only one remaining, he will pop his stopwatch, but he will end up falling, so that is an ace. So the Nexus towers are down. All that's left is the Nexus itself. And with that, game 1 will go to Valpo University. Alright, so that was just very well execution by Valpo. Just with the rotating that was going on in the bot in the early game, taking the early lead and expanding that lead. And Marietta just did not have a chance to come back. All right, so we're going to try to get the lobby set up for the next game. So don't go away. We'll just take a quick break. And as soon as we get the lobby set up, we'll be back. This could be a minute. It could be a couple minutes. but we'll get back right before game 2 begins. So don't go away. We'll be right back. So I thought the music was going to kick in. There's something must be going on with my Elgato Stream Deck, but which is perfectly fine because we already got the lobby getting set up here for game 2. So there's no need to really go for a very long break anyway. So in fact, I'm going to go and almost get the overlay set up. This time Marietta is going to pick blue side and Valpo will be on the red side. So I think everyone is in the lobby. So we are just going to wait for everyone to say that they're ready. So as soon as we get this game underway, which should be very soon. I don't know, it looks like they just have the lobby and no one's saying that they're ready. I mean, I'm sure Marietta's going over some things with that last game and trying to make some adjustments with the champion selection. Although, like, I don't think there was necessarily a champion that caused major problems. I mean, Set became very tanky. That could be something to take out. Talia had definitely. I mean, they all had their moments, but I don't know if they really changed anything with the picks and bans. But you never know. But all right, I'm gonna try to do another break, just because I don't see any ready checks coming in. So I'm gonna step away for just a minute, and as soon as I see the ready checks, I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. Both sides have said they're ready, so we should be getting Game 2 underway very soon. Once again, Marietta is on the blue side, and Valpo is going to be on the red side, so here we go. So let's see what adjustments are going to be made.
Hey, never pick a fight.
It looks like Marietta's going to go ahead and decide that they don't want set. I would expect Valpo to keep the same bans, and we're going to see that Yumi ban from Game 1.
Come on.
Looks like Marietta will still ban the Olaf.
I must not fall.
Leona's still going to get banned. So what will Marietta do this time? Will they ban out the Senna, or are they going to ban something else?
Fine.
They're still going to ban the Senna.
I do not tolerate.
And it looks like... So Valpo made a slight adjustment and went with Darius instead of banning Sejuani this time. And Marietta will first pick Ornn. So that is assumed to be a top lane Ornn, but I heard that he has been in the mid lane a bit more often. So that could be a mid Ornn too, so they may be flexing it. And Valpo will go straight for Zaya Rakan. So we'll see if Marietta tries to go for a counter for that. And looks like Nox will get his Sejuani. And they're going to go straight for Braum as a way for countering Rakan. And it looks like they're hovering over the Aatrox, and they will lock in the Aatrox. So I think they are assuming that that Ornn is going to be a top lane Ornn and play the Aatrox into it. So we'll see if Marietta decides to go with that matchup, or if they try to make a Ornn go mid.
Right.
So they will still ban out Caitlyn.
You can't cage me for long.
And Marietta will still ban out the Silence. They didn't ban it in the first set of bans, but they are going to ban it here.
Coward. May you die with your eyes closed.
And it looks like Valpo will still go with the Ashe ban.
Tire me.
And Marietta will still pick the Veigar. At least ban it, I should say. So now we'll see what Valpo decides to go with next. And it looks like they're going to keep the Zac from Game 1. And Marietta Maze looks like they are going to... They're hovering over the Syndra. And they are going to lock it in, so that is going to be an Ornn top. Unless it's going to be some weird like Syndra top or mid, but I'd be very surprised if that were the case. And it looks like Larson's going to go with the Varus to play into Zaya Rakan. So now we'll see what Valpo decides to go with for their mid lane. So will they go with Taliyah again? Like, Taliyah was very effective in the last game, and so she's still up. And instead, we're going to get the Vel'Koz. This will be interesting. So how good is your geometry? Well, I think we're going to find out in about 3.5 minutes. So we're just waiting for loadouts. So we'll see what's selected. If we're going to see double teleport, if we're going to see barriers. All sorts of things. And now we're just waiting here. And this is interesting. So I'm gonna have to double check here. Because we are seeing some interesting choices by Valpo. So we see that both Vel'Koz and Xayah are going to go with Cleanse. This is very interesting. So I'm wondering if they're trying to use it as a way to counter both Sejuani and Braum's slow, because they have those stacks where they can try to stun people. But even then, that's only going to be able to be used every couple of minutes. But I just find that very interesting. Meanwhile, while we are waiting, so while we're waiting, just a couple announcements. As I mentioned earlier, tomorrow we have 4 different esports matches coming for you. So we have our doubleheader with Lords University. Overwatch will be at 3 o'clock tomorrow. League of Legends will be at 4 o'clock. Our Overwatch team will be playing in the TESPA match. That's at 8 o'clock. We can't broadcast that, unfortunately. And then 9 o'clock, our PUBG team will be playing in Collegiate PUBG. That will be at twitch.tv/Collegiate PUBG. And then for next week, Tuesday, our Fortnite team will be playing in the next round of the NACE Fortnite competition. So that will be at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So please be sure to come back for that. Now, this is assuming they all play on their computers. If they play on console, unfortunately, we won't be able to stream it. But if that's the case, we will let everyone know on our Twitter and Facebook. So if you're not following us on Twitter or Facebook yet, please be sure to do so. So you can go to @Marietta Esports on Twitter and facebook.com/Marietta College Esports on our Facebook page. Also, don't forget that we do have our team store up. So it's going to be up for just a little bit over a week. And so if you want to get some esports swag, then this is your opportunity to do so. You can go to bit.ly/MCBSN. A portion of each sale will go directly to the esports program. We've already received several orders, so we thank you all for your support. Every little bit helps with us getting jerseys or being able to get more supplies. So every little bit does go a long way. So if you want to get your orders in, you have until Monday, March 9th to get those taken care of. After that, the shop won't be up again for quite some time. So if you want to get a shirt or some pants or a backpack or a hoodie or something, then you need to look into doing that sooner rather than later. Also, all orders will be shipped after March 9th as well. So they have to be placed by March 9th, so we collect all the orders, and then we will ship them out. All right, so we are now in the loading screen. So we should be starting up very soon. So let's go ahead and... Okay, so let me get everything here set up real quickly. So hold on 1 second. I think I got everything, just double check. Yep. All right, so let me get the overlay here for you. That is the wrong button. I apologize. Let's try this again.
Welcome
Let's just try this. Because I totally hit the wrong button. I apologize for that. There we go. So Marietta's on the blue side and Valpo's on the red side. So Valpo is actually looking for a potential counter invade. So they're just kind of hanging around there to see if Marietta tries to invade their blue side jungle. But I don't think Marietta's going to take the bait this time. So everyone will kind of go back to their positions. So we're going to see the typical startup. So Marietta will be on their start with the red buff, and Valpo will start with their blue buff. Alright. So we're seeing some poke actually by Larson. It actually gets the stun off. And Rakan is going to have to burn the flash to get away. And just gets away by a sliver of health. Pops the potion. Doesn't have to burn the heal. But it is a good start in the bot lane for Larson. And they're going to continue their push. Although wards have faded at this point. So they're going to have to be careful not to over push. Zac may try to come down for a possible gank attempt. And we are seeing Nox trying to go for a gank attempt here and forcing the flash from Aatrox, and they will get first blood. So it's a great job there by Nox to get in position. No wards down. So he's able to go through there very cleanly. And Aatrox will burn the teleport to get back into lane. So now we're seeing Valpo looking to try to get a push onto Larson. Rom will use the shield to try to protect themselves. But with Larson very low in health and mana, I would expect him to back away. And we see a nice stop there by Nox. So Zac was trying to get the leap on him, but Nox will just kind of stop and go. Nope. A great stun there by Brimstone to get some damage onto Vel'Koz. But Vel'Koz is doing quite a bit of damage himself. So I don't think we're going to see that skirmish continue just yet. And actually, Larson decided not to back. Like, he started to back, but he chose to stay instead. And we are going to see a gank attempt in the bot lane. At least Nox tries to go in, but there was a ward in the brush. So they were able to spot that out. Meanwhile, we may see a gank attempt in the top lane. Zac's going to be leaping in. A great charge by Cressman to try to get away. But he is going to get roped in a little bit, get knocked up. Take a couple hits, but he's going to get back to his turret safely. Meanwhile, Aatrox was trying to disrupt him a little bit as he was building his next item. So we're almost 6 minutes in the game, and Marietta has a very slight gold lead, about less than 200 gold. So despite getting the first blood and the only kill so far, they're not able to expand that lead just yet, and a lot of it is the CS difference. If you take a look at all three lanes, Valpo is actually doing a better job with CS. And we are going to see a potential gank attempt in the mid lane. And ults are being used left and right. And Valpo was able to get the kill on Brimstone. I mean, great knock and stun by Brimstone to get Zac into the turret, which forces him to flash. But then the Vel'Koz ult was able to finish him off. So now we're seeing that Valpo is going to be ahead by about 400 to 500 gold with that kill. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, they just have a pretty decent lead in the CS in all three lanes right now. Especially in the mid lane, Vel'Koz has a 20 CS lead over Syndra. And it looks like Valpo will start up the Cloud Drake. Or at least Marietta will kind of push them back. So now they're going to try to finish up the Cloud Drake. And Zac will try to go in. And he actually gets split. So Marietta will bring the Drake back and try to finish him off. And they do secure the Drake and the kill onto Zac. So great job there to collapse. And now they may be looking at trying to collapse onto the bot lane. Or never mind. So with that, with the gaining the Cloud Drake and the kill, Marietta actually takes the lead against it. It's only by a little bit, about probably 150, less than 200 gold for sure. But it is still a lead, and we see part of it is that Larson was able to get ahead in CS. Brimstone's still behind, actually decently behind. Crespin's trying to close in that gap. And we're seeing Valpo using the same play they did before where they're doing the lane swap. So they weren't able to secure the Dragon, but they are going to try to secure the Rift Herald. In fact, we do see Zac, Xayah, and Rakan going for it. Marietta is going to spot this out, so we may be looking at a possible collapse. So we even see Larson and Cowboy taking a page from Valpo's book. And maybe looking at trying to enter this fight. Although we're going to see Vel'Koz come in as well. And the Braum ult does come out, and Nox does steal the Rift Herald. And now Marietta will get onto Zac, and he'll go down. His passive was already used. And Rakan had to burn his ult. A great ult by Nox to try to get some damage on, but he's going to end up falling. So right now it's a 1-for-1 with the Rift Herald. The Vel'Koz ult comes out, and Braum tries to get the shield out, but it does not land. So now it's a 2-for-1. And Marietta's going to have to retreat, otherwise they're going to give up more kills. And Rakan's going to catch Larson. And actually has to... and Rakan has to flash away, and so does Larson. Just gets away by just a very thin amount of health. So it was a great job by Nox to steal the Rift Herald and getting the kill onto Zac. But they might have overstayed their welcome a little bit by giving away the extra kill. So now we're still seeing that battle in the mid lane. And this is going to become the big factor because Vel'Koz is up by about 30 CS over Brimstone, and he's already at 2-0-0. So we may see Vel'Koz being the big factor in this game. Already with the 150 gold bounty. We do see some pinks going out. Just a little bit in the bot lane. I don't think Nox is going to go for the gank. He's just going to get Scuttle Crab and work his way back to the mid. But if we look at Vision again, Valpo has the river and the Marietta's red jungle pretty well warded. Although we may see that Nox is going to point out where Zac is. And he does give the caution ping saying, hey, Zac is nearby. Tread lightly. And meanwhile, Valpo does the same thing. They're saying, hey, Sejuani is nearby. Tread lightly. I see a little bit of exchange of going on here in the mid lane. And Vel'Koz will use his ult, and Brimstone has to flash away to avoid it. But now Aatrox is roaming down, maybe looking at a potential dive. In fact, Aatrox is going to get spotted out. Infernal Drake is up, so it looks like that Valpo is going straight for the Infernal Drake. And it's going to be really difficult for Marietta to respond to this. Although Cressman is going to burn his teleport, so actually it does kind of hold them off. But and the Ornn ult's coming in does not connect with anyone, and Marietta's split on their targets. So Ornn's going to get this knocks out onto Vel'Koz, trying to peel him out. And meanwhile, Marietta gets Rakan very low, gets the kill, but Valpo was able to secure the Infernal Drake and get Cressman down. So it's a 1-for-1, and Infernal Drake does go to Valpo. And it looks like they're trying to get some damage onto Larson, and he's going to knock away. And Syndra is going to go down, and actually Aatrox is going to get a double kill in the back scenes, but Larson does get the kill on Zyra, and Nox does get the shutdown onto Vel'Koz, but Aatrox is there with the triple kill. So when it was all said and done, that was a 4-for-3 and the dragon for Valpo, so they did win that team fight. So with that triple kill, Aatrox is now going to become very scary. And we're almost 14 minutes in the game. And Valpo's up by just a little over... Actually, it's not that much, actually. It's only about 400 gold. So overall, Marietta is playing a lot better than they were in Game 1. So they just have to make sure they keep that gold lead narrow. They can't allow Valpo to get a 2,000 gold lead and then a 4,000, 5,000, all the way up to like 8,000 from the last game. And part of that's going to be keeping up on wards. We see that they've reestablished their wards in the jungle. Rift Herald's going to be up in 50 seconds. So we do see Nox working on trying to get some vision around that area. And we even see that Larson and Cowboy have rotated to the mid lane just so they have presence closer to the Rift Herald, so in case there is a fight there. And we even see mid laners actually rotating down to the bot lane. And we may be looking at a possible gank attempt. Ornn's going to use the ult, but does not connect with Aatrox. Aatrox is going to pop his ult as well. Sejuani tries to get the ult, but it whiffs. And they do get the stun onto Aatrox. His flash is down, so they're going to try to get some damage onto him. Meanwhile, Vel'Koz does solo kill Brimstone. But Marietta is not able to get onto Aatrox, and the rest of Valpo is going to be looking to collapse. Nox has to burn his flash to get away. But with the rest of Valpo there, maybe looking for a possible dive. But then again, Larson and Cowboy are coming in as well. So just looking at zoning each other out. And Valpo will start up the Rift Herald, and I don't think there's a whole lot Marietta can do to contend this. So they do secure the Rift Herald, and now they're up by about 800 to 900 gold 16 minutes into this game, which is still pretty low. I mean, they're just a couple kills away from tying this up. But we may be seeing a possible gank attempt by Valpo, but a nice dash there by Cowboy to avoid it. Things are coming out. They know that Valpo is looking to push that mid tower. They will fall back a little bit. They get the stun onto Vel'Koz, but the Sejuani ult comes in but does not connect with anyone. And meanwhile, Vel'Koz is going to use his ult and solo Xayah. And Xayah's very low and actually goes down to Larson, but then Vel'Koz is able to get Larson down, so it's a 1-for-1 right now. And meanwhile, Aatrox is able to just free farm in the bot lane and is able to secure the turret. And he'll also summon the Rift Herald down there, so he'll use that to draw out the Pioneer's attention, and Aatrox will just back away. We're seeing Vel'Koz putting a lot of damage on the Brimstone again, and I think he was looking to try to flash through the wall but was not able to do so, and Vel'Koz is going to get another solo kill onto Brimstone, so now he's at 6-1-1. Mountain Drake is up, and it is going to be highly it's going to be highly contested. The Ornn ult is coming out, but it will not connect with anyone. The Sejuani ult comes out too, but nothing happens. And we see Aatrox burning the teleport. Zack's going to go in. And we see Rakan going in with his charm. Well, at least his E. And damage is going left and right. And Zack's able to get a kill on Larson. And Nox is going to go down. So that's 2 for 0 in favor of Valpo. And that's going to secure the Mountain Drake for Valpo University. So now Valpo is going to be ahead by just almost 3,000 gold. So this is what we was talking about before, about they're taking that gold lead and they're expanding even further. So we have a very powerful Vel'Koz being able to get solo kills onto Brimstone. Aatrox still has that 300 gold bounty. So those are going to be your two playmakers in this game. So it's going to be important to try to shut them down. And Vel'Koz is going to put a lot of damage on the Brimstone again. He's going to have to back away. Or at least fall back a little bit. So Valpo will continue to expand their lead by securing the mid tower, opening up the map. I would expect them to try to head to the top lane eventually, but a lot of things are coming out. Valpo is actually trying to take control of Marietta's red jungle. And Marietta is so spread that they're going to be that Valpo's looking for a potential pick. They're not going to get it, so they will rotate around. And now I expect them to rotate to the top lane. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Probably at least get some vision over my Baron while waiting. In fact, actually they're going to be waiting because they may be trying to bait the Baron for Marietta, thinking that Marietta will go through and try to get that pick that they want. And they will get spotted by Brimstone, so great play there. But although Nox is going to get caught, and a two-man knockup by Ornn, and this may be the fight that Marietta's looking for. They already got the kill onto Xayah and Rakan, so that's 2 down for nothing. And even Zac, so it's a 3 for nothing. So a great play there by Marietta, popping pretty much every single ult with the knockup from Ornn and Braum, doing a ton of damage by Brimstone and Larson. And they're able to close that lead, and this should be able to get the mid tower here. Vel'Koz will use his ult to try to get some damage, and actually ends up taking out Larson. But we do see some potential in this team composition that Marietta has. If they can get the double stun, actually triple stun with Nox's ult, they can do an insane amount of damage. So Valpo's got to be careful that they don't stay grouped up like that. And Valpo is actually going to start up the Baron. This is gutsy. I mean, they know that Marietta backed out, so they have time. But Marietta, I don't think they suspect this. I mean, there's no vision there, so they don't know that Valpo is going for the Baron. They just see that Vel'Koz got one of the towers, so they're going to find out real quickly that, oh, they got Baron. And now they're going to be rotating over to the top lane, maybe looking to try to catch Brimstone. He needs to back away because he's about to get flanked. And he does back away, thank goodness. Now Marietta is looking to try to chase Zac, use the blast cone to get away. Meanwhile, Marietta will work on trying to get some vision back. And Mountain Drake's going to be up in 5 seconds, so we see Valpo going straight for it. Marietta has to know this, and we may see a potential fight in this lane as well. Well, not the lane, but for this Drake, I should say. My apologies. And they will start up the Drake. It's already at half health. Marietta may be looking for a potential engage here. And Nox does steal the Mountain Drake. He's going to pop the stopwatch. Ornn's going to try to get the ult off and does catch Xayah. But the damage is all spread out. But Larson does get the shutdown onto Aatrox. Meanwhile, Mary is trying to close in onto Zac, or at least peel him off. But Zac will leap in, but Brimstone gets the kill off of him. So right now, it's a 2 for 0. And they're going to need to fall back because... yeah, because of that. Yeah, take the win, but get gone. Get out of there. You got your win. Don't give up any more kills. So Marietta did win that fight 2 for 1, and they secured the Mountain Drake. So a great job there by Nox with the steal. That's his second steal of the game. So Marietta's not down just yet. They're still down about 2,200 gold. But at this point, it's a bit more manageable than like the last game. So we already see that Larson has 2 completed items. Yeah, we see he's got his Rage Blade and Blade of the Rude King. And we see Zaya's got 2 completed items. Although the issue is still with that Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz is 7-1 and 3. In fact, if you take a look at the gold amounts, he's already got over 10,000 gold. Now Larson also has 10,000 gold, but he's still a little behind over Vel'Koz. So if Marietta can keep Vel'Koz in check, then they can take this game. But it's a matter of getting that Vel'Koz down because he is doing some insane damage. Meanwhile, we see Valpo working on getting their control of the jungle again. And Marietta's going to try to do their best to regain some of that control. There aren't any objectives up again for another couple minutes. So right now, Valpo is just going to kind of rotate down the bot lane, maybe see if they can get that bottom inner tower. And maybe looking for a potential pick. Yeah, we do see him kind of waiting over that brush to try to catch anyone. And Marietta is going to rotate down to their lanes to avoid the pick. And now they're going to come down. They're going to get spotted. A 3-man stun there by Brimstone. And Vel'Koz is going to pop his ult. That's going to put Larson low. A 2-man knockup by the Ornn ult, but there's not much follow-up. Zach's going to be jumping in. So now we see damage going left and right. Cressman's getting very low. Rakan goes down before Valpo. And Marietta's just pouring on the damage. Everybody popped their ults there. And Marietta so far has won the fight 1-0. And we're seeing Marietta continuing to poke, trying to push them out, zone them away. So Cowboy and Cressman go back. And Nox is going to try to catch Aatrox and Zach. Although Larson's going to have to get some damage. Pops the Blade of the Rude King. Stun comes out onto Zach. He's going to get popped. And they're going to finish him off before he gets reformed. So that's another kill for Marietta. So this is exactly what they need to get back into this game. They're still down, but by no means are they out. So in fact, the goal difference now is less than 1,000. So if Marietta can get a couple more of those solo kills or just make sure all their ults are ready. So far, Marietta seems to have the better team fight. Like if they're able to get a stun onto Vel'Koz when he's using his ult, well, that's going to make him useless. So that would be the way to go because they have ways to do that. They have the Braum ult. They got the Syndra stun. They got Virus's ults that can like trap someone. They got so many ways to disrupt that virus. Not virus, but the Vel'Koz. Too many characters start with a V. So we see that Valpo is looking to try to keep pushing the mid lane. Aatrox will split push. But Zach is going to be kind of going around in Marietta's blue jungle. And he is going to get spotted by that ward. But Marietta may be looking to get a jump onto Aatrox. No, never mind. I thought they were going to try to get a jump on the Aatrox. Mountain Drake is up, by the way. So the question is going to be who goes for what. So Valpo looks like they're heading towards the Baron, and they're going to start it up. Marietta's going to head up there. Cressman has his teleport. So I think they're looking to bait Marietta up to the Baron. Meanwhile, Aatrox is started up the Mountain Drake by himself, and he probably can solo it. So Marietta kind of has to make a decision here. Are they going to try to go for this team fight? Are they going to try to stop Aatrox? And it looks like they're going to let Aatrox take the Mountain Drake, possibly. Or never mind, they're heading sort of down there. Vel'Koz pops his ult, but nothing connects. Brimstone is less than half health. And meanwhile, Valpo is going to be bringing out the Drake. And Nox is going to try to go for a steal. And Cressman does pop his ult, but nothing connects. And Valpo does get the dragon this time. Nox tries to flash away, but ends up falling. So Nox did his best, but it looked like Valpo was kind of just stopped on damage enough so that when Nox jumped in, he wasn't low enough to try to snipe steal. So that may give Valpo the green light to start up the Baron. Nox is still down for another 15 seconds, and they got another Mountain Drake. So that buff is going to allow them to do even more damage to the Baron. So they're still taking some time to do this. But to be fair, there are only 3 people for Valpo that's actually starting this up. So they might actually have to back away because Zach's going to get stunned. So Marietta is looking for something, but they're getting the caution pings out because they want to make sure they don't get flanked from behind. So Marietta does stop the Baron attempt, and they regain vision of their blue jungle. We may be looking at a very long game here. So let's see what we got. Vel'Koz, 3 completed items. Xayah, still 2 completed items. Larson, 3 completed items. And Brimstone with 2 completed items. But yeah, right now, 32 minutes into the game, and Valpo's only up by about 1,300 gold. And we are looking at getting a jump onto Zach. The Vel'Koz will continue to try to poke down. With Cressman and Aatrox still kind of contending in the bottom lane. Now we're seeing that Valpo is just going to rotate back into the jungle, trying to reclaim the vision again. It's just back and forth with the vision. They spend so much time either getting wards down, clearing wards, putting wards down, clearing wards. It's just back and forth. But that vision is crucial. And Zach does get stunned, but there's not going to be enough of a follow-up. It looks like Marietta is wanting to find a pick. And Nox is getting in there pretty close. And Zach is starting to get a couple stacks here. So they may be looking for a possible engage. And Zach does get stunned. And the Braum ult comes in. Zach's having to flash away. Vel'Koz ult comes out, but does get stunned by the Sejuani ult. Teleports are coming down. The Ornn ult comes in. Shut down onto Syndra. So that's 2 down for Marietta already. But Aatrox will go down, so it's a 2-for-1, but Marietta's going to have to retreat. Thus, Marietta's going to be looking to try to get another kill. And a four-man knockup by Cressman's charge. Larson's just trying to whale the damage and does get Zach down and Rakan. So right now it's a 3-for-2, but Vel'Koz is using that geometry to poke down the Pioneers, and they need to get away because they're extremely low in health. So what was initially a win for Valpo with the 2-for-1 kill, Cressman and Cowboy was able to tank enough damage so that Larson can just wail on Valpo from behind and take 2 kills for himself. So what was a 2-for-1 in favor of Valpo turned into a 3-for-2 in favor of Marietta. Now they're still down. It's still like about 1,100 gold difference, almost 35 minutes in the game. But at this point, 1,100 gold is not that big of a lead. Now we do see Mountain Drake's gonna be up in 30 seconds. Pings are coming out. Valpo is just beelining for it. They want to start that dragon as soon as it spawns. Larson just backed, so he's gonna look to buy, but he needs to get in a position very quickly because otherwise they're gonna have to concede this Mountain Drake. So Mountain Drake is up. And all of Valpo is there. And Larson's still coming in. But Marietta is getting poked down just a little bit. Not taking that much damage. But Marietta will rotate around. Although Valpo has started the Dragon, we may be seeing a possible team fight here. Valpo's having to back away, and Marietta will now start up the Drake. And they're able to take the Dragon. The Orn ult is coming out and does catch Zach. And he will go down. So far, one down for Valpo. Marietta will continue their pursuit. But the ult comes out from Vel'Koz and does get knocked down. So now the damage is being split. But Larson's going to get damage onto Aatrox and get the kill. But he's out there by himself. He does have Guardian's Angel. So he can try to push a little bit. And they're going to continue their chase, but Rakan's going to get away. So that is a 2-for-1 plus Dragon for Marietta. So they are taking these wins. They're very small wins, but it is enough. So what was a 1,100 gold difference is now about an 800-900 gold difference. Not, like I said, it's not much, but they're still in this. And now they're the ones that are going to start up the Baron. Valpo has to know this. And they're starting to head over there. Baron's under half health. Marietta has to retreat. They're just not doing enough damage. And they are going to spot Valpo there. So a good call to not try to push the Baron when they're just not going to be able to do it. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very close game here for you. We are over 37 minutes into this game. And we're talking about a 900 to 1,000 gold difference between the two teams. Although, with that said, another turret just went down. So the minions took out the bottom tower, so that gives a little bit more gold lead back to the Valpo. Although they are looking to get a stun onto Zach, and they're going all in on him. The Orn ult is going to connect. And they use everything to take him down. Vel'Koz is going to use his ult onto Larson, but the Guardian's Angel does not proc. So is Marietta going to try to start with the Baron? I'd be very surprised, because even though their jungler's down, that's the only one that's down. This might be a little too greedy, because they are putting some damage on it, but Valpo's just going to be there poking down Marietta, making it more difficult. And the Blast Gun's used to get the Rakan into place. Now Marietta has to retreat, although they're going to get into Rakan, and he's going to get obliterated. And they may be looking to chase down Aatrox. And they're just going to start the Baron again. I mean, several of them are about half health. And Zach is back up. This is one of those things where if they get it, it's great. But Vel'Koz is going to pop the ult. The Sejuani ult comes up, but it misses and actually gets the slap down. Marianne does secure the Baron, but they're going to have to get out of there because they've already lost 2 just to get that. And Valpo is going to be looking to try to push down and pursue Marietta, but they're not going to find anyone. Whew! That was a lot going on. So despite the 2 deaths, with that Baron kill, we're practically even on gold. Just Marietta actually has a very small lead. We're talking less than 200 gold difference between these two teams. And we're almost 40 minutes into this game. This is one of those where I think the next team fight is going to determine who wins. Alright, so things have settled down a little bit. Now, Mountain Drake's going to be up in about 40 seconds, so I would expect the next fight there. Valpo's going to be rotating to the mid lane. But can Marietta use this buff to take the lead? I mean, they had their Baron buff, but only 3 Pioneers actually have it. Just Brimstone, Larson, and Cowboy. So they need to use that Baron buff to get ahead, but this looks like they're going to be able to take advantage of it. Andre's still going to be up for another 13 seconds. But I think we're going to see a team fight very soon. All odds are up. So just a matter of who can get the jump on who. And we see the Ornn ult coming in. It does catch the Xayah from behind. And Vel'Koz is going to use his ult. And the Sejuani ult actually stops it. So Marietta is going to start up on the Drake. But damage is going left and right. So Zac does secure the Mountain Drake for Valpo. But Marietta will get a kill onto Aatrox. Actually 2 kills because Zac does get popped. So it's 2 for 1. But Valpo does get the Drake. But Marietta is going to go straight for the mid lane with 2 of down for Valpo. Marietta is going to use this Baron buff to try to push. And they are going to at least get the inhibitor tower, and I think they're going to get the inhibitor as well. And they may continue this push. Death timers are still another 20 seconds. And Marietta's going to try to push, or at least get a Nexus tower down. I don't know if they're going to get both of them down, but they will get at least one. And Larsen's going to continue pushing. The Ornn ult comes out, and it does catch Rakan, and they actually get both the inhibitor towers, Nexus towers down. And they do zerg down the Nexus, and they take game 2. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We got ourselves a game 3. Well, that just happened. It was a 42-minute game, but Marietta was able to secure the win. So we're not done yet. So we're going to take a mini break as we get the lobby set up. So don't go away. We have more League of Legends coming to you. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back. We are getting the lobby set up, and at least Marietta has said that they're ready, so we may be getting into Game 3 very, very soon. So I think as soon as Valpo is ready, we will get this underway. So right now we're just waiting for both sides to be ready. And just waiting for Valpo to say that they're good, and we should get this underway. So both sides have taken a game, so we are now going to be going to Game 3, winner takes all. Valpo will be playing on the blue side, and Marietta will be on the red side. So as soon as everyone is good, we'll get started. I don't think we've heard anything from Valpo just yet about being ready. No, it does not look like it. So we'll just give it a second here, and then we will, as soon as they're ready, we will get this underway. So it may just be another minute, so hang tight. I don't want to go away just yet in case they say that they're ready. Yeah, still waiting just a little bit. So, oh, there we go. Now they're saying that they're ready. So we should be getting this game any second now, at least champion select. And here we go. Game 3, or at least the champion select. So let's see what adjustments are made. I would expect Valpo to actually make some adjustments to their ban strategy. I mean, they did ban Darius last game, but they still don't want to see Yumi. They just don't like it. They must be a dog person. They're not a cat person. Marietta does not want to see Set after game 1. Now, will Valpo still ban Leona? Yes, they will. They still don't want that Leona.
Come on.
Marietta still doesn't want that Olaf.
I promise.
I won't be denied.
And now Valpo will go back to the Sejuani ban because they saw how well Nox played on it. They don't want to see that. So that does open up Darius. And Marietta still does not want to see Senna. So let's see what they... So now, Valpo's going to prior pick Ornn. So let's see what Marietta decides to do to counter that. So they can go ahead and pick their counter for the top lane. Maybe they go and prior pick their jungler. And I don't think Nox would take Zac. And they're actually going to go with the Trundle. So that should be a jungle Trundle. I mean, it could be support Trundle, but we haven't seen support Trundle in a while, so I doubt it. And we're going to see a Shen in the top lane to counter Ornn. Or that could be a Shen support too. So it looks like Valpo will go with Jarvan instead of Zac this time. Interesting choice. He went with Zac 2 games in a row. But we'll go with something different here. And are we going to see a Sona? Or are they going to go with... Okay, they're going to lock in the Braum. They're going to take that away from Cowboy. That may give Cowboy... The Cowboy has other options too. I mean, we have League unlocked. Don't have to worry about baiting out the champion pools. I would expect Mary to go ahead and pick their support. And it looks like they're going to take the Thresh. Oh, I love Thresh. He's so much fun. So now both sides still need to pick their AD and mid lane, so... Let's see... Yeah, Marietta is going to keep banning the Silas. They don't want to see that. Now we'll see what Valpo is going to ban themselves. And they're still going to ban the Caitlyn. Marietta actually going to ban the Syndra this time. Very interesting. They've picked it 2 games in a row now, but they must have something else planned, and they don't want Valpo to take that Syndra.
I am forsaken.
And they're going to take Larson's Varus away. We'll see. I'm gonna guess that Marietta will pick their mid lane, so they give Larson last pick, and they're gonna go with the Veigar. Okay. Veigar does have several counters though, so interesting to decide to the blind pick that. I mean, you actually can do quite a few things here. And it seems like Valpo will go with Lucian for their ADC. Now they're gonna pick their mid. We are just waiting here. And they're gonna go with Azir for their mid lane. Interesting choice. I mean, Azir is a really good champion. We just haven't seen it a whole lot lately. But that is what they'll go with. So now we'll see what Larson is going to play up against Lucian Braum, which a very strong bot lane combo. And we're going to see a Kalista. I don't think we've seen Kalista in a while. But okay, so here's your picks. All right, so while we have the loadout going, our Overwatch team is practicing right now, so I'm going to take care of a couple things with them real quickly. So I'm going to step away for just a minute or two. I'll be right back. Don't go away. We'll have Game 3 up really soon after the loadout and the 3-minute delay. All right. Apologize for that. I just wanted to make sure the Overwatch team was set up. They were doing their practice, and our coach is over in Houston right now with the Houston Outlaws, so he's getting a little chance to check out his favorite team, and so they're getting their practices underway. So speaking of Overwatch, we do have our match with Lords University tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's actually going to be a double header against Lords because our Overwatch team will be playing them at 3 o'clock, and then our League of Legends team will be playing them at 4 o'clock. So if you're wanting to watch more Marietta College Esports, this is your golden opportunity because you get to see 2 matches back to back. It could be like anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 hours of esports straight. And I think it'll be pretty exciting. Lords is a pretty good team. They've been doing very well this semester. So props to their head coach. They've been doing great. So I'm really excited to play against them tomorrow. So please be sure to come back to check that out. Also, while we were waiting, as I mentioned a couple times today, but if you don't know yet, we do have our official team store up, courtesy of BSN Sports. This will be up for just a limited time. So if you've been wanting to get Marietta College Esports shirts or hoodies or backpacks or other types of swag, this is your chance to do it. Please be sure to go to bit.ly/mcbsn. Orders must be completed by March 9th. So if you're watching this right now live and you still have a little over a week, if you're watching this on YouTube on the day that we put it out, you probably only have just a couple of days left. So get your orders in if you want to be able to get your swag. A portion of each sale goes directly to the esports program. So this is a great fundraiser opportunity for us, and this is a chance for you to get some apparel. It's a win-win situation. So get your orders in by March 9th, and the orders will be shipped after March 9th. So if you've already placed your order, it has not been shipped yet, but it will be shipped after all the orders have been collected. All right, so the game is starting to load up. So I'm going to try to make sure that everything is good to go here. Just waiting for the loading screen. Making sure audio is in a good spot. Yep, audio looks good. Now we're just going to wait for... Yeah, we're just waiting for everything to load up. So there we go. Let me get some here. All right, so I pressed the right button this time. So here we go. Game 3, Marietta College versus Valpo University. Valpo's on the blue side, Marietta's on the red side. And it looks like Valpo may be looking for another type of invade, or they're trying to look for that early pick. Oh, I see what they're doing now. This is borderline dirty. So they're going to group up. They're assuming that Marietta's going to do their 5-point. Oh, never mind. They're going to start their... I thought they were just going to wait there until minions spawn, let the bot lane come back. Alright, so they are noticing the invade, and Christmas doing exactly what he should be doing. So they're going to get the counter invade and at least try to get some wards out. So great job to at least get some vision.
The pact is made.
We'll see Valpo's typical starts. I mean, I think all 3 games now, both sides have started on the right side of the jungle. So nothing out of the ordinary there. Once again, still kind of early to tell what's going to happen here, but we're actually seeing an early gank attempt by Valpo, but not going to get a whole lot out of it. But I think the key matchup here is going to be that mid lane again. Azir is going to be able to use his soldiers to kind of poke Veigar from a distance. So that is going to make things a little bit tricky for Brimstone. So he's going to have to keep that in mind. And his gate isn't going to do any good on those soldiers. And we're seeing a gank attempt again by Marietta in the top lane. And Ornn will use his flash this time, so no first blood on the first gank attempt this time around. But they do at least get the flash from Ornn. And we're already seeing a pretty decent CS difference going on in the mid lane because Azir is able to shove out Veigar. However, It is worth mentioning that Vigar is a very good late scaling champion. If Brimstone can get his AP built up, then he could be pretty scary himself, but I think he's going to have a rough time early on. So it's going to be up to Larson to make sure he stays ahead in his lane. That way they have at least one DPS that's going to be effective while Brimstone continues to scale. We are seeing some pings going on. They are letting Jarvan know about the ward there, so he's going to come around behind the lane to look at a potential gank attempt. And I don't think Marietta is necessarily going to be able to spot this. Yeah, there are no wards down, so I don't think Marietta is aware of where Jarvan is. Jarvan is going to be looking to make his move. And we're seeing some exchanging going on in the top lane as well. But we're going to look here at Jarvan to see if he tries to do anything. But he doesn't get anything, so he is going to back away. So he actually does waste some time there, hoping to get a kill. And now he's going to be behind in farm compared to Nox. Thresh goes for the hook, and or I guess the lasso in this case, and it does not connect. We're about a little over 5.5 minutes in, and Marietta has a very slight lead. And I talked about a couple hundred gold, and it looks like the big difference there is going to be with the top lane. Actually, Shen has a pretty sizable CS lead over Ornn, so if he's able to keep that up, Shen, not Shane. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Shen could be a pretty beefy tank if he's able to keep this up. This week bot lane is pretty even, and now Marietta may be looking to start the dragon. Pings are coming out, so Falco knows that this is going on. But Marietta is going to start it up, and Nox might be able to get it by himself. He is at about half health. And Marietta is able to get first blood and the drag at the same time. So great job there by Larson to get the kill onto Lucian. And of course the camera goes away right when all that happens. Rush tries to get the hook onto Braum. Nothing's going to connect, so Marietta will continue their push. Although Jarvan is nearby, so he may be looking to try to help out. As we try to flank around, or he's just kind of sitting there, just waiting. And he's going to... I don't know, we can't tell what he's doing. He's just kind of... It just seems like he's having trouble making decisions. He's waiting around, but he's not actually making any plays. And that's going to put him behind. So he's still a little behind in CS compared to Nox, but he is behind in a level as well. So he'll probably get level 6 soon. And we're seeing most of Marietta's backing out. And Marietta's taking a page from Valpo's playbook. And they're going to go ahead and swap the lane so they can secure Rift Herald. Brimstone popped his teleport to get back in the lane, and that's going to force Azir to pop his teleport as well. So now we see Valpo following their playbook as well, because they see the lane swap and they're reacting accordingly. And We're seeing Marietta converging around the Rift Herald and spotting out Jarvan. We may be looking at a potential fight here by the Rift Herald. Marietta will actually start it up. Meanwhile, Valpo is starting to surround Marietta, so we may be looking for a potential fight. Gate comes out to zone out the Azir. And Marietta does secure the Rift Herald, and they're going to go straight onto Cataclysm. Comes out for Jarvan, and Lucian's going to pop his ult. Larsen's getting very low, but Nox gets the kill onto Jarvan, but Larsen will go down to right now it's a 1-for-1, but it may turn into a 2-for-1 in favor of Valpo getting the kill onto Thresh. But Marietta will try to retreat. And Azir tried to use the Shurima Shuffle, but does not catch anything. But Brimstone gets the kill onto Braum. So ultimately, that was a 2v2 plus Rift Herald for Marietta. We call that a win. So we're now about 10 minutes into the game. Marietta is only up by about 600 or so gold, so it's not a huge difference, but it's still a gold lead. So if Marietta can expand that lead, then they could be in a really good position to take the series. We do see that Larsen has a slight gold lead ahead over Lucian, but the kill difference could be a factor. So in fact, Lucian is ahead in gold because of that extra kill. But if we were to compare top lane, Shen has a very substantial gold lead over Ornn. So it was a great counter pick there during Champion Select. Although we do see Azir is ahead over Brimstone in CS, so that could play a factor as well. And we are seeing a 3-man push in the top lane. Rift Herald is going to be coming out, so Marietta will try to use that to at least get a push onto the tower. And they will at least get some tower plating. Azir is starting to roam over, and so is Jarvan. The Cowboy's got to be careful there. He's going to get the ward down and at least clear some vision, but that could have been an easy collapse for Valpo if they wanted to. Infernal Drake is going to be up in 20 seconds, and we do see the pings coming out. Valpo is starting to head towards there. Marietta's bot lane did back, so that's going to allow them to start heading towards it, so they're going to swap back. Now, Cressman's already burned his teleport and his ult, so he would not be able to join the fight, whereas Ornn still has his teleport. In fact, he's still in the Dragon Pit. He was clearing the wards there. But Marietta is going to spot this out, and we may start looking at a potential engage going on down here. Infernal Drake's actually starting to put some damage onto Valpo, but they are starting it up. The one thing I did notice about this particular comp that Marietta has is they don't have the group up ult capability that they had in Game 2. They do get the hook onto Braum. The Ornn ult will come out and does not connect anyone. Valpo will secure the Infernal Drake, but who will get out alive and not? Cataclysm comes out. Jarvan does go down, and so does Lucian and Ornn, although Brimstone will fall. So it's a 3-for-1. Actually, no, it's not 3-for-1. It's now a 4-for-1. And all that's left is Braum for Valpo. So Infernal Drake versus 4 kills? We'll take that trade. And not only will we take that trade, but we're going to take the mid tower as well. Or at least some turret plating. 2 turret plates, we'll take that. We're seeing that Ornn's already using his teleport to actually get back into the top lane. Interesting choice. And Marietta will take a 3rd turret plating, and then they'll fall back. So with that, Marietta is now ahead by just shy of 3,000 gold, almost 13 and a half minutes into the game. So very well executed there. just being able to get the priority targets. But it just comes back to, can they expand the lead? None of the towers have fallen yet, but that may change in about 20 seconds or so when turret planing starts to fall. There's only one turret planing left in the top tower, 2 in the mid, and bot really hasn't done much. Lucian's going to actually use a giant minion wave to try to push on that tower himself. Although now we're going to see the teleport coming out by Cressman, so he's going to try to defend this tower. Turret planing has fallen, so we'll see if Marietta's going to be able to try to secure the first tower. Meanwhile, they did swap back, sort of. Swap back. So Larson and Cowboy are going to be in the top lane. I think they're trying to make a push to get that top tower because it's very low. Although they may be looking at trying to get a jump onto Azir. Very interesting. So we may be looking at a possible team fight in the mid lane. We do see Lucian and Braum starting to come in. And now Marietta is starting to rotate into the mid lane again. And I think part of it is that Rift Herald is coming up right about now. And we even see Valpo pinging it out, indicating that it is up. And they're going to go straight on it. And we're going to see Marietta starting to converge over there. Camera's acting up. So actually, Marietta is now going to work on the Rift Herald. So we're going to see a potential fight here for that Rift Herald. It's already at half health. Brimstone will pop out the gate and get a little bit damaged. The hook gets onto Azir. Shuriva Shuffle does come out, but Azir is very low. The Ornn ult will not connect. Marietta secures the Rift Herald, and Nox will use the stopwatch and the Thresh Lantern to get away. Brilliant play there by Cowboy. And we're going to see the knock-up, and Ornn has the flash, and he ends up going down to Larson. And they're going to try to get... The Cataclysm goes out onto Brimstone, but Jarvan does go down before he's able to get the killing blow onto Brimstone. So that's a 2-for-0 plus Rift Herald. And here comes the Rift Herald. Say hello to the tower. Say goodbye to the tower. So Marietta is taking a huge lead in this game so far, and they got 2 towers with the Rift Herald, and they're going to try to see if they can get a little bit more. They're already up by almost 6,000 gold, and they're going to at least get one more charge out of the Rift Herald. So yeah, a great job by Marietta to shut down Valpo there, and just using the Rift Herald to expand that lead. So now we're looking at almost a 4,500 gold difference 17 minutes into this game. This is getting exciting. But just, can Marietta keep this lead? Can they snowball? Mountain Drake's going to be up in 10 seconds. They're starting to head over there, getting the vision set up, maybe looking for a possible pick. Or at least get some wards cleared up. But they are going to start up the Mountain Drake and bring it out. And Brimstone's going to get 2 caught, and one's going to get hooked. And Lucian just gets deleted. Meanwhile, Marietta gets the Mountain Drake. Remember I was telling you about that AP scaling with Vygar? It's happening! So now Marietta is going to be rotating around, maybe looking to try to get onto the top tower, but they do spot out the Braum and Ornn while trying to steal a little bit of Valpo's jungle. They'll get some things and try to get some vision there as well. We see Larson and Cowboy heading towards the top lane and maybe looking to get that tower. Things are coming out. Marietta will secure the tower. And Marietta will back away. Most of Valpo is heading towards the top lane, looking to try to counter push. And we may be looking at a potential team fight here. We do see Nox heading over there, and Brimstone's not that far behind. They may be looking to catch Jarvan, and they do disrupt his back, and he has to lance away. And Marietta's starting to make their chase. They get the hook onto Ornn, and he does go down. Nox will take a turret hit, no big deal. He's fine. This is the playstyle that Marietta likes to play. When they're ahead, they want to find those picks. They have what I call the red eyes. They see something red, they want to kill it. So when they're ahead, they're going to find ways to do it. When they're behind, they try to do it and they die, and then they widen the goal lead even further in the opponent's favor. But we see there that they're going to keep looking for kills. We see a little bit of a skirmish going on. Well, not really a skirmish in the bottom lane, but we see Cressman trying to make his push. Jarvan's there to try to keep the minion waves in check. Now Marietta will back up, and then we'll buy out. Larson already has 2 completed items. He's got his Blade of the Rune King, and I can't remember what that is. I'm so sorry. Ruden's Hurricane. There we go. My apologies. I haven't played in a while. I really don't play AD carry. I'm more of a support player myself. Alright, so we are over 20 minutes into the game, and Marietta is ahead by over 6,000 gold. So it just comes down to, can they expand this lead? It looks like they have stalled out. They need to try to keep pushing lanes. So Brimstone's going to catch the top wave. We see Larson and Cowboy in the mid lane to try to keep pushing the minions. Cressman's in the oh, he's going to back out. I think they're trying to give Brimstone a chance to free farm. That way he can get his AP up. In fact, I'm just kind of curious. What is Brimstone's AP? Let's find out. His AP is right now at 362. That's pretty good. We'll see how high that number goes. But Marietta needs to look at a push. They do have some really good vision in Valpo's red side jungle. We see a ton of wards there. And Valpo's not actually putting too much of an effort to clear it out. I find that interesting. Although it looks like Valpo is... Yeah, they wouldn't be going for the Baron, but they may be trying to set up vision. They are going to get caught out. But they will back away. So Cressman's going to come by to clear out the ward. And kind of starts the Baron, but he's going to get away. Take some hits. No big worries. The Mountain's going to be up in about 25 seconds, so I think that's where we're going to see the next fight. We already see Valpo there trying to get some vision control, trying to clear wards. And even get a little poke on Callista. Meanwhile, Cressman will continue to do this push. And he's actually going to draw Zier's attention. Although Zier does have teleport ready if needed to, but so does Cressman. And he also has his ult ready. The gate comes out, and they try to get the stun, but does not connect. That would have been one dead Lucian if the gate stun came out or the Thresh hook. Marietta will start up the Mountain Drake and try to deny Valpo any vision. And it looks like Valpo will be conceding that Drake. So Marietta will rotate around. I guess the question is, where will they go next? And will Marietta start up the Baron? Yes, they will. So they already got it at about half health. Valpo has to know this, but they're not going to be able to respond to it. So this is going to be a free Baron for Marietta. So now we're at 24 minutes in the game, and Marietta has expanded the lead to almost 8,000 gold. Almost. So can they use this Baron buff to expand the lead even further? Things are coming out. Nox is going to get caught. Well, he's going to get spotted. Not really caught, but he's going to get spotted. But he's going to back away. Marietta's going to continue their push in the mid lane with the Baron empowered minions. And Jarvan's going to get caught. But he's not going to get stunned. Let's see how much AP Brimstone has at this point. Now he's at 414 AP. Getting even scarier. Meanwhile, Crescent will continue to push in the bot lane using Baron empowered Canyon minion, and Nox will do the same in the top lane. But we're seeing that Azir has quite a bit of attack speed. The lasso gets hooked onto Jarvan, and he's going to use his lance to get away, but the Ignite Tick actually finishes him off. So the inhibitor tower goes down, and we're seeing Lucian getting stunned. Braum's going to pop the ult to try to disengage, but Larsen's going to kill onto Lucian, and on Cowboy's going to get a kill on Braum. And that's going to be an inhibitor for Marietta. Are they going to continue pushing? I mean, 3 for Valpo are down. So they're going to continue pushing here. The Ornn ult's going to come out. It catches Cowboy, but that's it. Cowboy tries to get the hook onto Azir, does not connect. Meanwhile, Crescent's going to continue pushing in the bottom lane, and Nox is going to get this tower in the top lane. So Marietta just keeps putting on the pressure. Now they're working the bottom inhibitor tower, and that's going to fall, and this should be another inhibitor for Marietta. Now, Valpo has respawned, so they are maybe looking for an engage. So Marietta should try to back out, and that is exactly what they're going to do. Although Jarvan's going to come in, but the zone's going to come out. Brimstone gets Jarvan down. And actually, Valpo has to retreat. Ornn gets hooked, and he's going to end up going down. So that's 2 down for Valpo. And the Baron empowered Canyon minions are still up. Oh, the Baron buff just fell. So Marietta's going to continue their siege, working on the first Nexus tower. Braum gets hooked and flayed. Although Crescent's getting very low, they're going to try to get Azir down. And Azir does end up falling down. And Larsen's going to get a kill onto Lucian. And he's going to try to get another kill. He got greedy. Nexus tower does fall, but Larsen, you got greedy. But with all that said, Marietta did a substantial amount of damage to Valpo's base. And now we see that 27.5 minutes into the game, Marietta is ahead by 11,000 gold. Marietta is in complete control of this game. We got super minions coming in the mid and bottom lanes. Mountain Drake's going to be up in less than 20 seconds, so Marietta's going to start heading over there. So this is Marietta's game to win or lose. So as long as they play smart, as long as they get the right picks, they'll be in good shape. So what's that AP again for Brimstone now? 553. We're just going to keep track of this AP and see how this goes for the rest of the game. Mountain Drake is up and Marietta will start it up. Valpo is around and Braum and Jarvan will get spotted out. Brimstone is going to try to catch Jarvan, not going to connect. Although he does able to get the Q to zone him away, so Marietta should be able to secure the Mountain Drake. And they will. Now Mariette's rotating to the top lane, so they're going to be looking at trying to get that last inhibitor down. They should be able to secure this tower. And they should be able to get the inhibitor as well. So that's going to be all 3 inhibitors down for Valpo. And we may be looking at the last team fight here. Mariette's going all in. Azir's already been deleted. And Brahm's taking a bunch of damage. So he's going to end up going down. Jarvan's going to go down. So all that's left is Lucian and Ornn. The gate's going to zone him out. And Lucian falls. And all that's left is Ornn. The Nexus Tower's fallen. And there you have it. Marietta College takes the series 2-1. So congratulations to the Pioneers. And I don't think... I gotta get the final number here because we've been keeping track of this all game. So, Brimstone's Vygar, final AP. Anyone want to take a guess? I'll give Chad a chance to take some guesses. Alright, 546. So it's still not the... Well, the game ended at 29:45, so if it went any further, then it would get substantially higher. But there you have it. Marietta College takes the win over Valpo. I mean, that last game, where was this all season? I mean, this is the way we needed to be playing all season long. So if they can play like this tomorrow, then we could have a very good matchup against Lords University. All right, so that's going to be all for today. So don't forget that tomorrow we have the doubleheader with Lords. 3 o'clock will be Overwatch, 4 o'clock will be League of Legends, 9 o'clock will be our Collegiate PUBG match, so you have to go to twitch.tv/Collegiate PUBG to check that out. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow us on Twitter at Marietta Esports. You can go to facebook.com/Marietta College Esports. Thank you for all of those who are watching. I know several of you who are watching the Blind Wave stream have stuck around to watch, so thank you for sticking around to watch this great victory by our Pioneers. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we hope to see you back again tomorrow.